I say the majority of the pickup community, like net has hurt men.
Like, I think the majority of pickup is garbage. Like, I really do. Like, I think the net, the whole pickup community has hurt men more than it's helped it. I could literally talk here for an hour about how bad pickup is. But just let me say one more thing. And this is going to sound really bad, okay? You might want to edit this out, honestly. Net, pickup has hurt men in general.
And I've said this before, and it's really shocking to a lot of people when I say this, because two of my best friends are both pickup coaches.
In general, I do think that the majority, and I've said this to both of them, I think that the majority of people in pickup are frauds. They just absolutely are frauds. Like, they don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, so this leads to my second question. So the first question was about the language. Can we change the language? The second question is the rapid physical escalation, which I've had a problem with from the beginning. I've had conversations with guys in the community before because I've never taught this, and I've always had a kind of a problem with it.
So I was actually a life coach for about 5 years, and a lot of people in the dating community sought me out. So, but no, I was never a pickup coach or anything like that. Like, I used to joke, because like I'm not a pickup instructor. I used to joke, like, yeah, if you guys filmed me picking up a girl, it would be so boring.
A couple months ago, we did an episode. It got a lot of views. Where we were talking about real social dynamics. They happened to be in town doing a seminar. I went and I saw Tai Lopez speak, and it was actually really, really inspirational. A couple days after that, we had the discussion on here, and I went back and I watched some of the things that they were saying, and I remember saying to myself, there is no way I can defend the language, specifically the language, because, and I wanted to ask Jared about this specifically, it is the B word, the C word, calling girls the W word. That kind of stuff it's nothing but a pejorative used to demean women, and it's misogynistic.
I think that if guys actually went out and learned how to have a lot of female friends, that there wouldn't be a pickup community. There would not be a need for it.
Like, the idea to me, the core idea to me is to have female friends, right?
Yeah.
That's not only is that not a core position for them, it's not even taught. It's like a sign of weakness to them, and I think that's the majority of the problem, is that the pickup community has gotten so much into just like basically extracting value from women that you see, and then trying to turn yourself into somebody else, that it doesn't really work. I hope that this is a wake-up call for a lot of different people who teach this, that the misogyny is unnecessary. The words specifically that are pejoratives, meaning insults, are unnecessary words. And the idea, like, where you're kind of skirting the rules with the rapid physical escalation, it's a problem, especially when you put it in. See, here's the problem. And again, Jared, you can speak to this. Calibrated. We are having guys who are not calibrating, meaning they cannot read the facial expressions and understand the mood of the room. And then we're giving them rules to follow to go do certain things, and they blankly go through like a robot, and that's the problem.
And unfortunately, what's happened is a lot of very low empathy, decrepit human beings have gotten into pickup. They're willing to pay. Now they're taking their decrepitness and just spreading it to other people. And that's happened, unfortunately, so often. And it's really, that part is unfortunate. For me, I'll meet the 15% of guys who actually change their life, and it's so inspiring when I meet them. By the way, Tai Lopez is one of them. These guys are great to be around. But unfortunately, for every one of them, there's 5 other dudes who have just like taken their creepiness to a new level. You have to fix the decrepitness in you first. You want to know what the problem with pickup is? It's that. Like, we've just basically empowered a lot of people who just aren't very good humans to begin with. We haven't, like, at no point do we care about whether or not they are good, compassionate human beings.
And you may edit this part out of the video or whatever, but even today, I'd say about 85% of guys in pickup who teach pickup are absolute garbage. They're complete crap.
And the rest of them have turned them into fucking creeps. And that's the problem. And I think I'm talking at least like 84% creeps.
Like, for example, Julian might be saying all this stuff as an inside joke with him and his friends. I might be goofing around. But people listen.
Yeah, you
people
can't.
take that.
That's exactly my point. Like, even though, like, beforehand he says don't do this.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter. Even though before, like, the girls are laughing, it doesn't matter. You put your hand on a girl's head and push it down. You cannot do that. If you get 60,000 views, you cannot do that.
They're going to imitate it.
Exactly.
They're going to just be like, oh, that works.
Jackass. Remember, you watch the movie Jackass? Do not try this stuff at home. And what do
Everyone
kids
tries
do?
it
They
at
break
home,
their
yeah.
legs going at home and trying this stuff. So yeah, even the disclaimer beforehand, it's not enough. You can't. It's irresponsible to put that stuff out.
I think the vast majority of pickup coaches have no idea what they're doing whatsoever. There are way too many people in the pickup community who just stand around and want to like get on message boards and like troll other people.
Bulletin boards on pickup websites are the worst. That's the absolute, there's nothing worse than that.
A lot of the marketing that's done is getting even with the girls who made fun of them in high school. A lot of the marketing is done is getting even
They're
with the
marketing
girls
this?
who rejected them. They've tried to teach self-help, and they've tried to teach, solid dating techniques, and they tried to teach eat better and go to the gym, and nobody wanted to listen. And then they started talking about being a pickup artist, and now people want to listen.
You will hook up with 6 strippers in 30 seconds using this technique. Like everything was just a lie. Like just lies, just utter and complete lies.
And that got turned into sleep with 7 women in 7 days by using my technique,
Right.
and just click on my landing page and then put your email here, and then for my
Became an
program.
industry as opposed to like a tight-knit community.
Exactly.
It is really all a bunch of marketing horse shit. It really is bad.
I think one of the most important things for our culture and our species to survive is for women to be uplifted to the same socioeconomic status as men. And it's not because I'm trying to kiss up the women. I'm saying this because half the world's population, there are geniuses in that 50% that are female, and they need to be exploited for their genius. They need to be in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics just like men are, so that we can usher in this new technological evolution and also give women more options so that they don't, like they do in places like Indonesia, their only option is to have 7 kids.
My biggest problem is this.
Can we go back?
Sometimes they'll say something, and I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but you didn't need to call her a B. You didn't
Right.
need to use that word. Unnecessary.
The world is a better place if 100% of the population is participating with their creativity and genius, and we can't do that if we're subjugating half the population to just stay at home and have kids, like we do in China, like we do in Singapore, like we do in a lot of South American countries, like we do in a lot of European countries, like we do in the entire Middle East. We cannot, like we do in Africa, we cannot continue to subjugate half the population and not exploit them for their creativity and their genius, and expect to go into the next century and have, the next 100 years and have the vertical takeoff and landing planes like what Elon Musk has, or the Hyperloop, or the cars that run on ion lithium batteries and don't run on like we need these things. Our first trip to Mars, our lunar base, our ability to feed massive amounts of people with food production, all these things, the technological advances that we need to do that, we need women to be able to participate in those things.